Hello again, STRUCKTLF. Here we are again. A new month is coming, and many new releases are coming. My latest Struck List video is here to make it easier for you to find new games to play in the month of May. This one is dedicated to high-profile games releasing in May 2024, and as is the tradition, the list will be in chronological order based on the game's release dates, except for the first title. The tradition is I start the high profile video always with the game I'm most excited about. So after that one, everything else will be based on release date starting from the beginning of the month, ending with games releasing at the end of the month. What is interesting about the month of May is there were more low profile titles that I'm excited about than the high profile ones. So in this video, the majority of games I'm not as excited about, except maybe a few of them. But if you look in the next two videos that will be coming in the next days, you would see, well, at least based on my personal taste and opinion, more exciting titles than the high-profile ones. But without further ado, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it saves you time when looking for games to play. Let's buckle up, strike up, and let's go. Capes is the title I'm most excited about in the month of May. It's developed by Spitfire Interactive, published by Deadlink Entertainment, and it's pretty much XCOM with superheroes or something similar to Marvel as Midnight Suns, but different. Turn-based tactical sci-fi RPG. Superheroes squashing this turn-based strategy game, recruit, train, and deploy your team in order to take back the city from the villains that hold it hostage. Releasing on the 29th of May 2024, it will be a full release, so no early access or anything like that. I'm digging the whole superhero XCOM superhero turn-based tactical vibe. I really enjoyed Marvel's Midnight Suns as a concept of having superheroes, villains, battling it out in turn-based combat. And I believe Capes has the potential to be a big hit amongst the lovers of the turn-based genre, me including in that number. So if you're looking for a good new turn-based tactical game, hopefully Capes does not disappoint. It's very high on my wish list, and hopefully I get my hands on the game, considering my limited budget. So May 29th is when it releases. Next on the list, we have MotoGP 24. Developed and published by Milestone S.r.l. Rev up your engines, MotoGP 24 is back. Dive into the heart-pounding action of the 2024 season and immerse yourself in the thrills of unexplored landscapes. All thanks to the revolutionary riders market. Yes, there's some new features. The old game, but improved pretty much. Visually, doesn't seem that much better, but with those new features, maybe MotoGP 24 will capture new players like the old ones. 2nd of May 2024 is the release date, so if you're a fan of the series, you might wanna mark the calendar date. Next up is a game called Foundry, which is pretty interesting, by the way. It will be an early access release on the 2nd of May 2024, developed by Channel 3 Entertainment, published by Paradox Interactive. Pure factory optimized to perfection, or an artistic masterpiece in an infinite voxel world. Mine and harvest resources, automate your ever growing production lines, and manage complex systems while researching your way to mechanical mastery in Foundry. If it sounds like your kind of game, if you love those base building automation games, and this one is with a sci fi twist, if you're fine with playing early access games which might contain bugs and glitches and unfinished features, you might want to give Foundry a try on the 2nd of May. Here's another game, and this one actually I added in the last moment to this list after receiving an email promoting it. Strange Tales. A very interesting third person shooter action adventure game. Developed by Talking Drums, published by Creativo, with release date supposedly to be announced. But I do have information from the email that was sent to me that on the 7th of May 2024, a Kickstarter campaign will start. So we understand it that's not releasing on the 7th of May, but you will be able to invest into the Kickstarter campaign for Trench Tales. So if you're looking for an interesting World War 1 and 2 third-person shooter to keep on your radar, check out the Kickstarter for Trench Tales on the 7th of May. Next up is a game that probably does not need any introduction, at least for people who have been following me for quite some time. V-Rising, a game that has been out for quite some time. I've played it many, many times. I've given away keys for V-Rising that were given to me from the developers. But V-Rising is finally exiting early access, releasing fully on the 8th of May 2024. And alongside a Legacy of Castlevania DLC, so you would be able to get that Castlevania DLC on launch day on the 8th of May alongside the full game. The full game, but in the early access version now, and to wait until the 8th of May to get the 1.0 patch. But yeah, that DLC will not be available until the game launches. And yes, the launch will be with a lot of improvement compared to what I've played and shown people, with a lot of new things to try and to craft, to research, to build. But overall, Stonework Studios is finally releasing V-Rising on the 8th of May 2024. So if you're looking for an open world survival craft based building game that is reminiscent of Diablo in terms of combat, then V-Rising might be your next game to try. Another next title that does not need any introduction, but I'll still try to do it. Homeworld 3. Developed by Blackbird Interactive, published by Gearbox Publishing, tactical, beautiful, and wholly unique. The Game of the Year winning sci-fi RTS returns with Homeworld 3. Assume control and battle through fleet combat in dazzling, fully 3D space, while the award-winning story unfolds on a galactic scale. So yes, if you know what Homeworld is, you probably don't need me to tell you about it. But if you don't know about it, it's probably one of the most famous and most critically acclaimed space sci-fi real-time strategy games. If you don't know about it, watch some trailers, watch some developer videos, watch some gameplay videos. There's plenty online to be found. If you are looking for some posable real-time single player strategy to play, Homeworld 3 might be it. And this one even has a nice story to go through. So it's not just the strategy and the playing it. There is a campaign to get you if you care about campaigns and story. Um, Very nice looking game, very nice set of new features compared to previous games. So even if you're a veteran who has played 1 and 2, you still would be excited about Homeworld 3 more than anything else. So yeah, Homeworld 3 probably the biggest release of May. Whether that will be the case, time will tell because RTS is kind of a niche genre. But I still believe this game will make a lot of sales. Next up is yet another Prince of Persia game coming from Ubisoft. This time the developers are Evil Empire, Ubisoft the publishers, and this will be an early access title. This one is kind of 2D compared to the previous 3D side-scrolling Metroidvania. This one is more traditional, old school. Um, it's going back to the roots of the franchise. So the Rogue Prince of Persia is coming on the 14th of May 2024. And yeah, you'll be jumping into action roguelite installment in the Prince of Persia series as you go between death-defying platforming and acrobatic combat as the prince himself. Battle through the capital city again and again with one goal. Find a way to save Persia from a Hun invasion. Blah blah blah. Yeah, this one is roguelike, and it's going back to the roots of the genre of the game. Next up is a game that probably won't need any introduction if you're a PlayStation gamer, but if you're playing on PC, you probably might have been waiting eagerly for Ghosts of Tsushima, the director's cut, the PC version to come. And it is coming soon, on the 16th of May 2024, developed by Sucker Punch Productions and ported to PC by Nixis Software, who is porting all the PlayStation titles lately. Published by PlayStation PC LLC, A Storm is Coming. Venture into the complete Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut on PC. Forge your own path through this open world action adventure and uncover its hidden wonders. Brought to you by Sucker Punch Productions, Nixis Software, and PlayStation Studios on the 16th of May 2024. There's many features to look forward to, as is always the case with those PlayStation PC ports. So yeah, if you were looking for the Ghost of Tsushima, you don't need to wait too much more. 2 weeks and you'll be able to play it on PC. Another big title in the month of May, and that is Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. The sequel to the first Senua game, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. Senua returns in a brutal journey of survival through the myth and torment of Viking Iceland. Intent on saving those who have fallen victim to the horrors of tyranny, Senua faces a battle of overcoming the darkness within and dot dot dot. So the release date is 21st of May 2024. Developed by Ninja Theory, published by Xbox Game Studios. A very story-rich horror action adventure game that is very psychological, very thrillerish. So if you know the original, you would be looking forward to the sequel. If you don't know the original, but you love horror games, you love single player story-rich titles with good visuals, then you definitely keep that on your radar. Personally, it's not my kind of game. There's way too much story for me to like this game. But you never know. I might end up giving it a go. We'll see. We'll see. I'll be very busy at the time this game releases, so I'll probably won't have much time to stream games, let alone buy AAA titles like this one. But you never know. I might keep it on my backlog for later on. But the 21st of May again, 2024. If you're looking forward to it, keep that date on your calendar open. The next game on this list is Songs of Silence, and I recently played the demo, a press demo that was given to me by the devs. The game will be launching as an early access title on the 23rd of May 2024, and believe me, I was very happy with that game. Beautiful art style, exceptionally well blended dark and bright colors, such a nice contrast. Pretty nice semi-auto battler where you recruit armies, heroes of might and magic style from different cities. You go and capture outposts and cities and then develop those to get stronger, again kind of heroes of might and magic style. But the world so much uniquer than what we're usually used to seeing. And you have those cards that are kind of like a deck building, but not really deck building. But those cards kind of that you cast spells and control the flow of the battle. So it's auto battle, but you still have some control over it. You still can tell units to do this action, to attack this unit, to go and do this ability there. So while it's not turn-based tactical, it's real-time auto battlers kind of style, how the combat between you and the enemy works. You still have various ways to do certain things and use certain resources. So Chimera Entertainment, developer and self-publisher of this indie title, releasing on the 23rd of May 2024. And I do hope I would be able to play the full game on launch. Not sure what the version they gave me to test was, whether it was just the demo or whether it's a demo that will get upgraded to the full version. But the game is beautiful and has beautiful soundtrack, and it's strongly highly recommended by me. Next up is a Star Trek title, Star Trek Resurgence. Needless to say, just the name Star Trek in the game gives it a guaranteed spot in the high profile Strucklist video. And this one is authentic Star Trek adventure from former members of Telltale Games. Engage in diplomacy, pilot shuttlecraft, and use your tricorder and phaser to overcome challenging puzzles and deadly threats. Tough decisions will impact relationships, your story, and the fate of the galaxy. Developed by Dramatic Labs, published by Brunner House, releasing on the 23rd of May 2024. I told you about this game in some previous Strictlist videos of mine, but now we finally are close to this game's launch. We finally have the release date, and we have some more footage of it that you're seeing on your screen right now. As is the typical formula of Telltale games, this one will be very story rich and story driven. It's like playing a movie. So if you love those types of games, shoot yourself. 23rd of May 2024. I personally am not a fan of the Telltale kind of type of games, so this won't be to my liking. But again, Star Trek fans or Telltale Games types of fans would love this and gobble it up as soon as it launches. Next up, we have another interesting title called Crown Wars: The Black Prince, developed by Artifact Studio and published by Nacon. Fantasy indie-ish. It's not really indie because Nacon is the publisher, but fantasy single-player strategy RPG. And the crown, the War of Crowns rages on. Knights and brigands run rampant throughout the land, sowing destruction. From your castle base, rise to become the lord who leads the battle against the forces of evil in this turn-based tactics and strategy game. If you're looking for a good turn-based tactical strategy RPG in this month, but you don't want superheroes and want more of a medieval fantasy, Crown Wars might be your choice of game. Crown Wars: The Black Prince, as you can see, is choosing a very dark time of history, of medieval history. As its setting, you have gunfire, you have shooting, you have swashing and skull smashing. You have all sorts of things. You have bears, as you can see as well. So if that's your kind of game, I definitely would stream it if I get my hands on it. But if it's your kind of game, 23rd of May 2024. Next up is the game that is finally making a reappearance. MultiVersus. MultiVersus was beta testing for a long time since 2022, but then it got pulled from the stores. Why? Well, because they wanted to rework a lot of things in the game. They wanted to rework combat. They wanted to migrate from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5 to be able to future proof or whatever, I guess, for many updates to come. And overall, they rebuilt a lot of things in the game. The developers explain in a video what was rebuilt, what was made. I'm not gonna tell you now in detail, but it is gonna be coming on. Let me double check the date here, on the 28th of May 2024. Steam, Epic, Xbox Access One, and PlayStation 5 4 are the platforms that have been confirmed. What is MultiVersus? If you haven't tried it, you should try it. It will be free to play. It's a free to play platformer fighter that brings the depth of iconic Warner Bros. Stars to life across the neatly endless possibilities of play. Something that got teased in a recent trailer was Townsville as a map and Dexter's Laboratory as a map. So maybe Powerpuff Girls and maybe characters from the Dexter Swap cartoon might be making an appearance once, and in what way remains to be seen. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in multiverses that definitely um, will let you have a ton of fun in hours and hours and hours of co-op or PvP fun. Next up is Yet another sports title. And this one is Formula 1 24, F1 24. Be one of the 20 in EA Sports F1 24, limited time only. Pre-purchase F1 24 Champions Edition by the 1st of May 2024, and you can receive 2024 liveries. I think that might be misspelled on Steam, and esports liveries in F1 23 and much more. So the developers, instead of describing the game, decided to start with a promotional advertisement. I was just reading verbatim from Steam. Let's tell you about the game. Developed by the masters of racing games, called Masters, and published by Electronic Arts, racing on the 31st of May 2024. This is the official Formula 1 title. So if you are into good graphics for benchmarking and racing fast cars, F1 24 might be this month's game for you. If you don't want bikes, MotoGP is the bikes. This one is the Formula 1, the cars. So two good sports racing games this month. Which one would be your flavor remains for you to be decided. But yeah, I personally am not a racing fan, but I know many people out there love the Formula 1 games.
To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end, STRUCKTLF. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye.